Surron just officially revealed the brand new Lightbee 2, and for the first time in years, it's finally received a massive ground-up overhaul. And if everything Surron promised is true, this bike could be a complete game changer. Before the reveal, Surron spent almost 2 weeks teasing the bike on their official YouTube channel, slowly showing off different parts of it. Ever since the original Lightbee launched back in 2017, it hasn't had any major upgrades. Sure, Surron made a few small changes over the years, but nothing that completely changed the bike. Meanwhile, companies like Talaria and 79 Bike kept making faster and faster bikes, and for a while, it felt like Surron as a whole was falling behind. So to show you everything that's changed, I'm going to break everything down into 3 sections: the build, the performance, and the brand new TFT display. Starting with the build, the first thing you'll notice is the frame. Surron switched to a forged aluminum frame, which means instead of welding different pieces together, the aluminum is pressed into shape under thousands of tons of pressure. That gets rid of the welds on the main frame and makes it around 50% stronger. And a stronger frame means there's less flex when you're riding hard. It also gives Surron a much stronger platform for all the extra power this bike now has. The Lightbee 2 is also about 15 pounds heavier than the old one, but in this case, most of that extra weight comes from a much stronger frame, a bigger battery, and a new motor. Surron also doubled the swing arm rigidity, making it feel more stable. They also slightly increased the wheelbase and ground clearance. They're not huge changes on their own, but together they should make the Lightbee feel a lot more planted and stable than the original, which brings us to our next topic: performance. Surron didn't just build a stronger frame for fun. They built it because sitting inside this thing is an absolutely massive 24 kilowatt motor, and somehow, even with all the extra power, that bike weighs only 143 pounds, making it one of the lightest bikes in the entire 24 kilowatt class. The power to weight ratio is actually crazy, especially because a lot of electric dirt bikes make crazy power, but the problem is they usually come with a lot of extra weight. The Lightbee 2 is different because it keeps that lightweight feel while adding a huge jump in performance. The bike can rocket from 0 to 31 miles per hour in just under 2 seconds, which is insanely quick for something this size. And that extra power isn't just useful for going faster in a straight line, it helps everywhere. Having more power means the motor doesn't have to work as hard, but all that performance depends on the battery. And the battery used in the Lightbee 2 is a 78 volt semi-solid state battery, which is one of the biggest upgrades over the original Lightbee. And a semi-solid state battery basically means the battery can store more energy while producing less heat. Why does that matter, you ask? Well, because heat is one of the biggest things that limits a battery's performance. When you're constantly pushing a bike hard, the battery gets hot, and in return it starts giving less power so it doesn't overheat, which causes your power output to drop. This new battery technology helps keep performance more consistent, but with this much power, having control over the bike is just as important as the performance itself, and that's where the new Surron Vision TFT display comes in. And this is one of the biggest quality of life upgrades in the entire bike. The display is about 2.86 inches diagonally, which gives you access to a bunch of different settings and information right from the bike. One of the biggest features is 7 different riding modes: Eco, Daily, Sport, Turbo, Crawl, Reverse, and M mode. And M mode is the most interesting because it lets you customize how the bike feels by adjusting things: power delivery, torque, speed, and traction. You can actually make the bike yours, tune it to your preferences, and it doesn't just stop at the display. The Lightbee 2 can also now connect with your phone through the app, which adds even more features. You can also track your battery health and automatically install firmware updates. And that's a pretty big change from the original Lightbee. The original bike was known for being simple and fun, but the Lightbee 2 is bringing it to a completely different era. But the question is the Lightbee 2 really worth it?